We got the media team in here. We're the media
We're the
team.
media team. We got content. TV's in the go. We got TV in the go, Wack.
You looking for that fire Clubhouse content? Well, you need to subscribe to the home. Hey, yo, Clubhouse TV. Let's get to the content.
That's a good one.
Been the block.
I think Cassie, she was with it until she wasn't. Hit the fan. Her career didn't take off as bad as she wanted it to be. She was fighting to be number one in his life, and she was willing to throw away her morality by going to freak offs and doing these type of things, and she was a willing participant. Not saying that her getting hit and everything is excused, but at the same time, you have to understand that these are two on drugs, all different types of. You got two clouded ass minds in here. Nobody's thinking straight. I think they both hitting on each other.
Yeah, so we agree on that part. I agree on the whole hitting part. That's the part that I'm.
Yeah, but here, this is what we talking about, right? And I want y'all to hear that later. They hitting. We don't get none of that. I'm gonna tell you why. That ain't part of his charge, right?
Exactly.
We talking about the RICO. Like the RICO, they trying to establish sex crimes and that he forced this woman to do sexual shit and all this shit. So let's focus on what we talking about in court. Hitting, okay, he hit it. We all know that's wrong. But there's no only thing I'm hearing proved is orgies, some swinging, and some domestic violence. And ain't none of them in the RICO.
And then, Wack, this is my whole thing, right? So if you say that you got in 2018, but you went back to the same weekend and y'all went to Mexico, a regular victim would have went to the hospital and got on some normal. If you really felt
but
that
see,
really
that
happened.
verbal shit ain't. I think with these text messages, it's gonna destroy all that because it's like, first of all, I don't get you talking about the fact that you ran off with the trainer, right? Like, that's establishing character. And then the fact that you got up there and said, well, when Diddy watched me, man, it's a freak off. Okay, so when you watch Diddy woman, what did you call that? Swinging. So if it's swinging, if you're watching him woman, why isn't it swinging when he's watching you, man?
Right.
Agreed to that one.
Right. You're a willing participant.
You get what I'm saying? So she's starting to look.
I don't think it's going into her favor at all.
Also, she stated that if she didn't want to do it, she did it anyway because she didn't want nobody else to do it with him.
No. That don't work.
No. I'm saying, I'm just saying what she said on the stand. She said, I didn't want to lose my spot. She said, well, okay,
that really mean you was a really able participant.
Yeah, you was green.
That backfires
you
on
just
her.
And
she's replaceable.
Yeah.
Not
she said, I didn't want to lose my spot. She said, I didn't want to lose
not even that. That just means that you are willing to do anything to be right next to Diddy. And that means that you are a willing participant.
She said that.
Okay, so then everything is out the window then. Everything that she said, everything that she has said then goes out the window. Because when you say that, then all of this domestic violence goes out the window.
But see, listen, I'm not tripping the DV because he ain't on trial for domestic violence.
Right.
He ain't on trial for that. This ain't a thing to where, we found something. No, we talking about they trying to hit this nigga with a sex crime RICO based upon what she talking about. And we see domestic violence. We all see it. Mm-hmm. We see swinging. We all see it. But goddamn it, that ain't a violation of the RICO law.
Yeah, right now I don't see nothing where he forced or coerced her. I don't see that at all.
Especially with these text messages.
Okay, but with the drugs and the text messages, though, that can be looked
both
at as
taking
coercion.
drugs.
They're both clouded.
They both doing it.
They both, listen, hold on, you got to remember, they have both independently of one another ordered drugs. They have both independently of one another ordered participants to come by. They have both together taken drugs and watched each other.
Damn.
So could they use him being the supplier as coercion on doing these sexual activities?
For it to be listen. For it to be, it's one thing to where I only did it when he showed up with it and made me. But Diddy didn't order it without you. You didn't order it without Diddy. You didn't order the nigga without Diddy. Diddy didn't order the bitch without you. Diddy didn't order the nigga to come together when y'all all did drugs, and you didn't order the bitch to come Diddy when y'all all did drugs. This is all willing participant. This ain't no mother. And you lived in this nigga house for 15 years.
Like, come on, bro.
Wild
Bro,
King
it's like
Nut.
Yeah, she
anything,
said in
anything
she
he
said in the
charged
text.
with, she should be charged
She
with.
said in the text, you got that? Like,
Exactly,
have you
like
taken
she's an
yours yet?
addict. To me, it
Yeah,
looks like
they communicated. Have you taken
it
yours
looks
yet?
like she's an addict and only fuck with him so she can
The
have
only way
fun,
you
not
gonna put
yours.
some weight on that if the bitch then went and checked herself in and out of rehab. They might be addicts, but they functional addicts, both of them.
And that's what we just read. They asked, was
Shit.
rehab a question? And she said rehab was not a question in our
Now guess
relationship.
what? Guess who has been to rehab?
Who?
Diddy.
Mm.
It'll come out.
He
Diddy
overdosed.
for sure has been to rehab
Yeah,
a couple times.
they
This is
mentioned that
what
he
I know for a
overdosed.
fact. Yeah, I know this for a fact. Diddy been to rehab. Has she went to rehab even after she left Diddy?
They did
Uh-oh.
ask. They did
Cold
ask her
turkey.
in that. They did ask her in that back and forth with Tink, and she, with that Tink was reading, she said no. And then they mentioned a facility that she went to, and they asked her, wasn't that for rehab purposes? And she said, I only went there because I needed to get my functions back together because I couldn't smell or think anymore.
And she
So
said it
that
was
she
a
probably
spot.
went. That probably was an IV drip.
Yeah,
That's
she
what they
said
do
that
when
she
they desk
woke.
up. They go get an IV drip. I done did it for a gang of artists that didn't call me. Whack man up. I'm hungover. I got a meeting in 5 hours. I send a mobile IV drip down there and they snap back.
Yep, she
That's
said
all
on
that
stand
was.
today that there were some times that she woke up and an IV drip was in her arm.
I'm trying to tell
I
you how it
told
go.
y'all how
My people do that
I
too.
said this all this morning throughout the whole morning show. All that shit. Cassie
But
not
I feel
innocent,
like
bro.
whatever you feel like he did, she did the same shit. Like
Hell
Yeah, it's
that's
yeah.
why I
willing.
don't really
That's what I'm
because
saying. Nigga,
because
I wish
like
R&B would go try to accuse me of some.
bro, it's like, but look at it. It's coming down to did he or did
Huh?
he not force her? And there's no way that we
Straight up.
seeing him forcing her, bro. We don't see no force.
Man, talking about, yeah, he a 69 guy. I'm gonna be like, well, bitch, you a 70 Chevelle.
Wax, wax,
You a
yes,
83
yes.
lakh. Stop out of that
You
shit. You
know
a
what I'm
Right.
saying?
83
You a
lakh
70 Chevelle.
with them
The way
foes
you
poking.
explained it, you're absolutely correct. Because if
I'm
you just
just
said the
saying. I ain't saying
charges,
they ain't did it, Naughty.
yeah,
They
yeah. So
both
you,
did it.
yeah, they did. Because the way she's
They both.
answering the questions, the way it's just looking like, yeah, I'm just a participant. Yeah, I did this. Yeah, I cheated on them
She
too.
being
Yeah, like
honest.
you
She
can't,
being honest
like
too.
she being honest, but it's not looking well in her favor. So to me, it just looks like y'all was both in the
With
thick
They
of
it.
both.
things.
Y'all was both with
Listen,
it.
man.
I just don't
She better
condone
be
the hitting
honest on that
part.
stand.
The hitting
They was
part was the
both with
crazy
each
part to
other,
me. But other than
man.
that,
No,
I
They
get
Naughty,
it.
both
what I'm
was
trying to
doing
tell
that
you
shit.
is
Hmm.
the reason why I'm trying to keep you from over there,
Uh
because
huh.
you'll get overly invested in it on some personal shit. And we trying to stay focused on what the charges are.
Correct. You're right.
That's
You're
why I
right.
ain't saying the hitting shit is right. That ain't what
Hmm.
I'm saying. I'm saying ain't got. If this would have been a state domestic violence case,
Hmm.
battery,
That.
Close.
okay.
He would
Open
have
Right. Right.
close.
closed, yeah.
But
Right.
this,
Yeah,
Okay.
this,
I
he
get
this,
what you're
did
this
saying.
here.
bang. Did bang
You
close.
get what I'm
He
trying to
ain't.
tell
He ain't
you?
trapping nobody. Like that
I'm
ain't.
trying. Yeah, I'm trying to keep
Yeah.
you focused on what the shit is, and
Hmm.
see, the DA's doing a horrible
Stay
job
focused, Naughty.
because we waiting to see the RICO shit. This is y'all star witness.
Yep.
Yep.
And
And
all
And
the
they
they
trying
getting
world,
to
him
do
on
is
the
just
drug
pay him
universe
to
is
trafficking or
on his
sex
read.
side, Wack.
Oh.
trafficking.
Because from what I seen was they really wanted to call her later, but you know her baby due on June 1st, so they had to call her first. So that's the reason why. Like they really wanted to
Well,
call her
it
later and
worked
set
for
it
him
up.
though, Brock. You got a pregnant lady sitting up there, but
Yep.
see,
That's gonna get to the
Diddy's
jury.
lawyers, they ain't giving a. We gonna let them know this pregnant lady's a
Was with
cold
it.
blown nympho freak. And guess
Yep.
what else we gonna let know? We gonna let your husband know she ain't did half the shit with you that she did with this.
And
We
you
Yep.
gonna
know
let
what?
that be known too.
You know what she facing too after
Yeah,
this?
that's the
A
nasty
lot of
work right
civil.
there.
She facing a lot of civil suits, bro. From all them sex workers, she up 20 million. she facing some civil suits herself,
I
bro.
don't
She
see
not.
Cause
how. I
she
don't see
She
was.
can't
how.
be out of the
That's a
clear.
good way to look at that, Brock.
She
That's the
is.
conversation.
The civil
She
suit,
Bridget,
ain't
she
that
might
know
have
clear
got
that's
either.
Bridget.
immunity. She
Yo,
might have
the
got
flow open for
immunity.
Bridget and Brock. Who said I
Yeah.
don't see how? Was that Bridget?
Huh?
Who said I don't see
I
how?
know. I said I don't see how she gonna get the civil suit from the sex workers.
There you go.
They
That's
got
the flow
paid.
open. Bridget and Brock. Brock got to answer that.
Go ahead,
Brock the
bro.
one said he sees civil suit. Bridget said she don't see how. So
Oh, I
shit, let's
see.
hear it out.
Because the sex workers, because this how I look at it. I say the sex workers, bro. If you look at it, like they
Baby,
wasn't. A lot of them sex workers are saying that they came in and they wasn't willing participants. Remember, she just victim one. So we still got a whole plethora of victims that we still gonna see. And from me, like I keep telling y'all, just as much as he's a victim, I mean she's a victim, he's a victim. Just as much as she's a perpetrator, he's a perpetrator. So those people in their stories, both of those are villains. They not like some of them probably gonna look at it like, oh, she the female, so she's the victim. But in some people's stories and on the legal side, on the civil side, both of them are liable. Both of them was ordering drugs. Both of them are rich and celebrities. Both of them can be sued because she's up 20 million. And I feel like she should face some civil backlash after this, especially if they didn't gave a bitch immunity for testifying. Wouldn't you sue her?
Well, if they were paid up front, I don't understand. If they're a sex worker, I don't see how they can.
I mean, how was she able to sue?
But she wasn't a sex worker.
I mean, what do you mean? Sex workers is that shit ain't that shit not legal.
Sex worker? I mean, are you?
That's what she's saying. That's what this whole case is about. Is that she was but she didn't want to do it. Like that was her job. She even said it. This was my job. So that's a sex worker. If she's saying that's her job, I definitely see it because people sue for less. You just don't see women getting sued a lot. So that's the reason probably why it sounds so weird. But if it was a man and I was saying it and the victims if it was the sex workers were women, the woman that's suing Shannon Sharp is technically a sex worker. She got an OnlyFans. That's sex work. You know what I'm saying? If you selling your vagina pictures and shit like that, and you sell with a dildo on OnlyFans, you're a sex worker. But that you can't say just because they're a sex worker that they don't got rights no more. You know what I'm saying? So just because they came over there being a sex worker, you can't roofie them and give them drugs. And like, because they saying they getting drugs and they didn't want to.
Yeah, that's the thing. Has that been
proven? But civil case, this is why I keep saying civil. Okay. Civil ain't about, it's not always about, like the burden of proof isn't the same in civil as it is in criminal. That's why with a civil case, you can go further. But you see all of these people testifying. You see he's on trial for this. See her civil case, she was able to, get a settlement. So it's some truth to this. I mean, I'm sure Diddy gonna admit to having freak-offs. I don't think nobody gonna say they never had a freak-off.
That's a fact.
And Diddy, Bridget, I just think Diddy, like bro always say, he should have just said, I was
Clubhouse TV. Clubhouse TV.
What's good, YouTube? It's Clubhouse TV. Back with another one, man. Y'all heard the content. Wack, Flaming Cassie, man. She knows she was into that freaky stuff as well. And everybody talking about Diddy, the lawsuits, the madness. But like I said, we not just gonna act like Cassie was just some innocent bystander. Nah, she was with Diddy for over a decade. And I definitely ain't here to defend Diddy. What he allegedly did is foul. He gonna have to deal with that legally and spiritually. But we're not gonna sit here and act like Cassie wasn't in the mix. Come on now. She wasn't blind. She wasn't deaf. She was there. She admitted to the threesomes, the drugs, the control, the freaky acts. And now all of a sudden, it's all trauma. Nah, you was with the program while the gifts, the lifestyle, and the fame was flowing. And people gotta stop playing selective memory. Cassie helped push that image. You think folks ain't see you moving with the same energy, same environments, and same freaky tendencies Diddy on trial for now? That wasn't just him. You was comfortable in it for years. And listen, when people expose abuse, I support that 100%, but when it start looking like a cleanup or a cash out after being down for a decade, that's where the questions come in. You can't ride first class on a toxic flight for 10 years, then act like you didn't know where the plane was headed. I'm just calling it like I see it. You was into it. You know it. I know it. You knew what came with the territory. Diddy a wild dude, no question. But Cassie, you was a player on that same team. Don't wait till the house burns down and act like you ain't helped build the fire. Accountability goes both ways. It's Clubhouse TV, y'all. We keeping it solid. Let me know what you guys think about the content in the comments. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. Hit that notification bell so you're always notified when I drop new content. Subscribe to the media team so you get that exclusive Wack 100 content. Any questions, suggestions, need me to advertise for you on my channel with over 40,000 subs? Just get at me on IG and I'll get right back to you. As always, I certainly appreciate y'all checking out Clubhouse TV. Off to the next one.